Kajabi just dropped a huge bomb. They're increasing all of their pricing plans. This has never been done before by this company. I'm going to tell you all about it in today's video. We haven't met yet. I'm Chelsey, Kajabi expert. I'd love to help you streamline your business inside the Kajabi platform. I love to post tech tips and tricks here on my YouTube channel and also share how to build your business the best way in Kajabi through our Unstuck Me Club. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why Kajabi made this big price change and how is it actually going to affect you and your business. I want to dig into the details as to what's included and what's not included in these plans because there's some definite changes that you're going to want to know about. And of course, how can you save money during this transition that really doesn't look like it's an opportunity to save money, but I'm going to show you how. Okay, so why did Kajabi do a price increase? You've probably heard in the news that a lot of companies have been increasing their prices. And for Kajabi, it's honestly about time because they've been around since 2015 and they have not done a single price increase. Every single one of their plans are the same price aside for their starter plan that was a brand new plan that they introduced. But other than that, their three main plans, they have the exact same price as they've had since the very beginning. So honestly, the time was coming. But really, the biggest justification as to why this price increase, well, if you think about what have they been including into their plans over all of these years, huge growth. Like the number of different types of products that Kajabi offers now is unbelievable. Like they started off with like just a course platform, like that was it. And then they added in websites and landing pages, email marketing, and just a whole bunch of more stuff. And today in 2025, they have coaching, podcasts, newsletters, downloads, and a community. Like that's a lot of stuff. So it kind of makes sense that they needed to do a price increase. They're going to want to continue to invest in all of these core products. And in order to do that, they obviously have to grow their team and they need the revenue to be able to support all of that development, right? If you think about it too, if you're going to do a price increase, this is probably a good opportunity to actually make adjustments to the plan. Now, those of us that have been in Kajabi for quite some time, we help bring customers to Kajabi through the partner affiliate program. And one of the biggest complaints is the limitations that the plans offer. And so with a price change, that opens the door for some opportunity for Kajabi to adjust the inclusions and exclusions of their plans. And so this is part of it. They finally get to do the things that they wanted to do with the changes in their plans and be able to give us customers the things that we need that kind of reflect the way that we do business now today in 2025. Now, how do these plan changes actually affect your business? Now, obviously it depends whether you are a current Kajabi customer or if you're not a current customer. So if you're not actually a current customer, then I would say to you that these new plans, even though they are increased in price, they're actually more appealing. And that has to do with the way that they've changed the inclusions of these plans. I'm going to get into all of those details so you can see exactly what I mean in just a bit. If you are a current Kajabi customer, I would say that these price increases are actually good in a sense that we're supporting Kajabi and being able to continue to grow and bring us the things that we actually need for our business and to keep everything into Kajabi as an all-in-one platform. But I actually find that these new plans are less restrictive. You're probably going to be able to do more with them. So in that case, it's a win for current Kajabi customers as well. Now, I'm also going to give you at the end of this video how you can actually save money with these new plans because I definitely see some possible money savings opportunities with this. Now, let's dig into each plan individually and talk about those changes. So the Kickstarter plan, this one is a newer plan. It hasn't been around for too long. Kajabi's been testing different price points and different inclusions with the Kickstarter plan. So the plan that is currently available is actually very similar to the one that was just previously available because they had already done the testing with this. So there's not any really drastic changes with this. But the biggest thing to note is that they've changed the number of marketing emails. You now have unlimited marketing emails, which is really awesome because restricting your number of emails super sucks. There's some other platforms that actually have that restriction, which makes it super unappealing because then you're constantly having to pay more just to be able to send emails, which to be an all-in-one platform, you really don't want to have that restriction of limiting how many emails you can send. You really need that as a core piece of your business. So Kajabi did an awesome job by taking that limit away in the Kickstarter pricing plan. What they didn't do though is actually put in the custom domain, which is one thing that we've been really advocating for. We want to have that custom domain in this first tier because as a new Kajabi user and you're getting your business launched, you don't really want it to say Kajabi in the URL, right? You really want it to be branded to your business. And so Kajabi's take on this is that you're just getting everything started and getting built out yet. You're testing the grounds. This is just kind of a sandbox place to try things out. And yeah, you can absolutely sell different offers and you can sell your course in this, but it's really meant to be just kind of a starting point at a lower price point because ideally you want to move into the basic plan, which has more functionalities. And in that case, you'll get your custom domain and you'll be able to have it fully branded and not have any Kajabi kind of wording in your marketing. So overall, I would say this Kickstarter plan is still a really great place to start. And of course, there's no price change because they already had this package out before. Now the basic plan, they've got a few more changes to really take note of. So they've increased from 3 products to 5, which is awesome. But the biggest thing here is that there's a community that's included and it's not part of your plan limitations. Now, in the Kickstarter package, I'll just go back for a second here. The Kickstarter package, it did include a community and 1 product. So that was the norm for the Kickstarter package. But when you're in the basic plan, your community actually counted as a product and we only had 3. So if you had a community, you could only have, 1 course and maybe a podcast or just one other thing. It was so restrictive. So this new plan now allows us to have 5 products plus the Kajabi community on top of it. So it's really kind of like 6 products. Now, the cool thing about having the community not part of the products is that we can have unlimited access groups. Previously, every single access group counted as a product, which really uses up your products very quickly. So now we have that flexibility. We can have as many access groups as we want, which is pretty awesome. Now, a couple of things that are not great in my opinion is the fact that they went from 10,000 contacts down to just 2,500. So that's a huge drop and that's going to really hurt some people. I know that some of us are doing quite well. I have quite a few clients on the basic plan and 2,500 contacts is not very much. So you are able to still buy kind of an add-on, which I'll talk about later in this video on how to increase your contact limit. But this is a kind of a big downside on this package for the changes. Now, price increase, it's really only $24 a month, really not a huge deal, which is about $228 a year. So that's based on the pricing of billed annually. Of course, if you're going to bill monthly, it's going to cost more, right? Because most promotional products, you'll see that the marketing materials usually show you the annual amounts, right? Because they're lower than the monthly fees. So if you want to see the monthly fees, we'll drop a link in the description that you can click and you'll see all of the monthly prices, which are just a little bit higher, of course, than these annual prices. Now, the growth plan, which is actually the most popular plan, it is where the majority of people in Kajabi are using. It covers everything that you need. This one also has a product increase, which I'm super pumped about. They went from 15 product limit to a 50 product limit, which is amazing. You can do almost anything with this now. 50 products is a lot. You really don't need a lot more unless you're a huge business. But for most of us, 50 is perfect. There's really no restrictions in that sense. The community, of course, is now not a product as well, same as with the basic. So you can have as many access groups in this one as well. Don't have to worry about product limits when it comes to the community and the access groups. What is the best about this plan is they have the new cohorts, which allows you to be able to have that group coaching. Previously, we used to have to clone every single product to be able to have a new cohort so that they had different access. And now it's all kind of streamlined together into one product. And this is only available at the growth, and you'll see that it's also available in the pro plan. So that basic users, if you're really wanting to do cohorts, you're going to have to increase your plan to the growth plan. So this is great that it's still included here and it's not necessarily an extra paid add-on. Of course, there's a price increase on this one. This one's $40 a month, which is about $480 a year. Now the pro plan, this one is unlimited products, which is amazing because It used to only be 100, which, I mean, 100 is a lot, but for some companies and the business model that they have, they definitely used all those 100. So now we have unlimited. So a huge restriction taken off there, which is great because of the price increase here is $80 a month. And it's really helpful now that we don't have to worry about products. So sky's the limit now when it comes to using this pro plan. They also have the cohort courses in here. And of course the community, which is the same as all the other plans. Now, what's also included in this, which they don't have listed in their marketing materials, but they do have a public API access, but you have to have this pro plan for it, as well as the branded mobile app. And there is also a custom code editor for those of you that want to customize Kajabi to kind of have your own look and feel. The code editor can be really helpful for you as well. So that's included in the pro plan, which it was included before, so it's not really a new highlight, but just taking note of that. This is the only plan that has that custom code editor access. So just $80 a month more for the pro plan, and that's about $960 per year. Okay, another huge benefit of Kajabi is the Kajabi payments. Now, Kajabi payments is not necessarily available in every single country just yet. They are still working on several countries to be able to have Kajabi payments, but they're really pushing this one hard, okay? What they're doing is allowing for discounted fees for anybody who is on the growth or the pro plans. So on growth and pro, you can expect to have less fees than the other plans. Now, the other plans are very standard. They are that 2.9% plus the 30 cents for each transaction. So very much the same as like Stripe and PayPal. So Pro and the growth, you're going to get a bit of a discount if you're going to use Kajabi payments for that. Now, if you're not sure what Kajabi payments are, I should mention that that's their internal payment platform. It does run through Stripe, but it's managed internally. If you decide to not use Kajabi payments and you want to use your own Stripe or PayPal account and just do the external connection with it, they are going to be charging for that. It will be an extra fee. Those fees really depend on where you're located, so it's not something I can share in this video, but if you check their website, they'll give you more details on what the fees are for using the external integrations for PayPal and for Stripe. So I mentioned earlier that you can increase the feature limits, and the pricing that they have for that hasn't really changed much. The only one that's actually changed is the number of contacts. So if you want to increase by 5,000 more contacts because you don't have unlimited contacts, that will cost you $25 now instead of just the $20 that it was before. So just a slight increase on that one. But other than that, all of the other feature limits, the pricing has stayed the same. Now you can get add-ons for Kajabi. This part is not really new, but it is important to note that there's no price changes with them just yet. I mean, of course that could happen in the future, but right now, if you want to use their Creator Studio, you want to add in widgets or the branded mobile app, you don't have to worry about any price increases in that. But what's really great about the branded app is if you're in the pro plan, you're actually getting that included. All right, so it's important to take note that the pro plan has the most benefits, if I didn't quite make that clear earlier. All right, so how do you actually save money with all of these price increases? So if you are not a Kajabi customer, you can get a 45-day free trial, or if you want to take their best payment offer that they have ever given, you can get for 3 months, $99 a month. So $99 each month for 3 months, which is their cheapest deal. You can get that right now. You can visit the link inside the description of this video, which will bring you to our affiliate page where you can sign up for either of those options, depending on which one makes more sense for you. Now, this is the cheapest that you're going to get Kajabi at this point in time. Can't guarantee that the 3 for $99 deal will be running. So if you just check our page, from the link in the description, you'll be able to see if it's still on. If not, we have the 45-day free trial, which is an extended trial because Kajabi only offers a 14-day free trial. Some other Kajabi partners will give you a 30-day free trial, but if you sign up through us, you'll get a 45-day free trial. And we'll tack on a couple of extra exclusive bonuses that are solely from us. So definitely go check that out. Now, if you are a current Kajabi customer, I'm going to recommend that you change your plan to one of these new ones right before your next billing happens, because your price is going to change in January no matter what. So if you do nothing, you're going to get the new higher prices of your plan in January, whatever your renewal date is. That's when it's going to happen. If, of course, you're on the annual payment plan, then your next annual payment in 2026. That's when your new prices will take effect. So I suggest that you actually change your plan before they actually change the price for you. And the reason why is because these new plans have better features, right? So if you don't have a plan that has all of these features that I just talked about and you want them, you have to make the change. You have to manually do that within the back end of your Kajabi. It won't happen automatically. They will charge you more. Those price changes will change, but they will not change the features of your plan. So it's important for you to be able to actually avail those features by manually changing your plan to one of these new ones. So in the sense of saving money, you're actually getting the features that you can actually go and make more money with, right? Having more products is really important. Having the unlimited access groups for the community is a great way to grow your community. So that's the first thing that I would recommend. Second, I would recommend that you remove any paid add-ons that you're not using. So many people sign up for add-ons just to try them out, and then they forget to cancel them because you have to manually go through a process to actually cancel them, and you're paying for all of it. If you're not using it, you need to get rid of it. So that's the first thing to do. Jump into the back end of your Kajabi, see what add-ons you have. Are you actually using them? Because if you're not, get rid of them, okay? And then lastly, if you really want to save some money, look at all the other platforms that you're using and ask yourself, can Kajabi do it for me, right? If you're using another email platform, ask yourself, can Kajabi do that email for me, right? Some of you just haven't gotten rid of your, MailChimp. Like Kajabi can do everything that MailChimp does. So don't pay for other platforms if Kajabi can do it too. Now, if you're not sure if Kajabi can do something, definitely reach out, because this is a huge part of what I and Malva and our team does is we take a look at what is going on in your Kajabi account, what are you doing with the other subscriptions, and give you a plan on how you can actually merge everything and run your entire business in Kajabi. And in the end, that can save you thousands of dollars. If you think of it over the long term, you're going to cut out all those extra subscription costs and be able to do everything in Kajabi. And you may not see right off the bat how to actually do that, but that's where you talk to the experts like us, because we have all the different types of workarounds. We know how to manipulate Kajabi in a way to make it work for you. So definitely reach out if you're unsure how you can get everything to be in Kajabi. If you want to see inside of Kajabi without actually having to pay for it, then check out this next video where I go through all the different features that you can use if you want to build your business inside of Kajabi. Check it out.